How special is this?
It's very special, man. Always, Seattle it's been nice to me. It's got part of my heart here, I mean, the way they treat me, the way they treat my family, it was really special for me. I think I had a lot of good moments here in Seattle, especially last year. Was my last year here, and that last game here was a lot of special for me. Hit that grand slam, and with that game, and be able to do that kind of stuff for the team, that give me the opportunity to be back and do my best. It obviously is very special, and now that I came here and I see already, Bum, the Edgar, Kevin, all those guys that helped me a lot, it's very special to be back, to see already the fans on the street around the hotel room and the hotel, and recognize my face and say hello to me and welcome back home. It is very special. Seattle always gonna have part in my heart, a good part of my heart, and I feel good to be back.
Eugenio Suarez speaking with the media before Monday's game. He played in 365 games in a Mariners uniform, only 2 1/4 seasons. He is still very much loved in Seattle. So I know how much you enjoy visiting with him.
I mean, just one of the great guys in all of baseball, outside of baseball. Just he talked about, being very humble, how much the game is given to him, and why he feels like it's important for him to give back to the game, give back to the fans. And I'm telling you what, Bill, if you could just take every kid and have them watch his press conferences and just learn about respect and not getting too high, not too low. Just an incredible guy. I've had the pleasure to cover him from the Good Vibes Only days. Just a good human being, and you love to see that.
Yeah, there was a love affair here, that's for sure. I mean, Gino was a great player and became actually a very good third baseman with the help of Perry Hill. But the guy had big power, and he was great for the team. He was positive. He was behind the scenes helping players all the time. He was great with the media, and he was real, and he cared. And the fans, they can pick it up. Mm-hmm. And it's great to have him return and get that recognition. I love Gino. I think he's a fantastic human being and a very good player.
Quick fun story. The late, great Alan Reed and I were there the first day that Eugenio Suarez arrived to Mariners training camp when they first traded for him, and he worked, as Bill mentioned, with Perry Hill. And Perry has a saying at spring training, stop it, and it's a good thing. And Gino kept making these plays, and he'd say, stop it, and finally Gino stopped during practice, like, Perry, what's wrong? What am I doing wrong? Because he didn't understand he was actually doing a good thing. But it was a fun moment of spring training.
Well, I'm glad you brought up Perry Hill. You see him hugging Perry in that video there, and how much love he has for him. And the fact that Perry Hill is 74 years old, affectionately known as Bone by the players over there. They love him to death. And so it's awesome that Perry Hill keeps himself young, hanging around this ball club and doing such a great job with the team. All right, with the trade deadline nearing, there has been a lot of chatter around what to do with Randy Arozarena. We had KJR's Dave Softy Mahler on the show Monday. He said he'd potentially be in support of a deal to trade Randy.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, if you can trade him for Mason Miller, I'd do that. There's no way the Padres would ever do that. They'd laugh in your face. They'd hang up the phone. If you called and offered Randy Arozarena for Mason Miller, they would think it's a prank call, for God's sakes.
Let's loop in sports producer Dusty Baker with a deep dive on Randy. And Dusty, Mariners fans don't seem to have a common view on him as a player. What do the numbers say about him?
Yeah, guys, I mean, first of all, let me just get in front of this right now. I'm not trying to propose for Randy to be traded. You're talking about one of the most valuable players on this team, if not the most valuable player, and here's why. Randy's always going out there for WAR. Specifically, we're talking about that replacement, a stat that we call wins above replacement. So if you replaced him for a minor leaguer, this is his value, and he max, I guess at this point you could say he contributes roughly 3 wins for this team. That leads currently the entire Mariners organization as far as wins above replacement for both hitters and for the pitching side as well. But when you look at his offensive numbers, man, this is where he really stands out. His batting run value, he's in the 91st percentile. His base running value, 93rd percentile. To dumb this down for you, he's at an elite level right now at both hitting and base running. And as far as slugging, it's not necessarily what his bread and butter is. But guys, when you look at what he's being able to do, contributing-wise from the offensive side of things, he's first on the Mariners in average. He's first in on-base percentage, third in slugging percentage. His OPS is 831. That's second on the Mariners behind Canzone. He has 11 home runs. As I mentioned, that's not his bread and butter. But guys, when you look at the offense, man, he's been special this year. How do you take this bat out of the lineup? I get that at this point in time you want to maximize his value, but I don't see how it's possible to take him out of the order when he's putting up these kind of numbers for a lineup that desperately needs right-handed hitting.
Well, number one, I love Dusty's new studio. He's got a plant.
Yeah, nice.
He's got a plant back there, Paul.
I see.
We don't even have a plant. But number two, and I'll begin with Bill. I'm hearing this on sports radio that people are throwing him out there as a possible trade target. We just saw the rankings. How could you trade when offense seems to be one of your big issues? Why would you even trade him away?
Well, I think you get a little crazy this time of year.
Is that what happens?
Coming up with these scenarios, and they gain some kind of believability through social media, through all different sources. But Randy Arozarena, as Dusty pointed out, is their most valuable offensive player. And he also can steal bases. He can run. He hasn't run since June the 12th when he hurt his hamstring. But as he gets healthier, he can bring that element to the table as well. He's a great offensive player. He's a right-handed bat. He's really used the whole field this year. That's why his on-base percentage numbers, of course, he gets hit a lot. But hitting 284 in a world where very few guys hit 300, he's got power. He's got over 20 doubles. I think where the pushback is that Randy struggles in the outfield. He's not a great fielder. He's had some moments out there, I think, because he hasn't been 100%, but he's posting because they don't have a lot of alternatives. So I think in a perfect world, Randy's your DH. And you had somebody in left field that could really play the outfield, I think that would be a perfect fit. But I don't see them trading Randy. I don't think they should trade Randy. He's an important part of the team and will help them get to the playoffs.
Yeah, and Dusty, you talk about his contract as well.
Right.
We know that the Mariners like to have guys that are under club control. Randy's wrapping up his contract. Is going to be a big free agent deal sitting for him out there on the horizon. So, that's another reason I think people throw that out there. But if you're going to make a serious push for the playoffs and a deep run in the postseason, why are you getting rid of your best hitter?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, guys. I will say this, though, because Bill touched on this, the defense. And if you look at the numbers, yes, they are not pretty, guys. Outs above average, essentially a statistic that weighs what fielders are able to output in their performance defensively. He ranks very low. We're talking 16th percentile. Somehow those numbers are better this year on paper from a statistical standpoint than they were a year ago. And you saw how far this team went a year ago. So I don't really want to hype on the defense too much. We know it's an issue. I think to Bill's point, the DH side of things is definitely more of where you want to go. And the contract is the big issue, Paul, as you mentioned, because he's going to wind up being a highly sought after player in free agency this upcoming year. And here are some comparable contracts. Of course, you have to look right down next to him in the outfield with Julio Rodriguez and what he got at a much younger deal, of course. But I want to look at that Brandon Nimmo contract. He is getting $20 million per year. Randy's giving more output offensively. I would expect that number to be around $22 million per year. So it is something to at least consider at this time, guys. Will the Mariners at least maybe think about extending him in some way, shape, or form? Because that's going to be $22 million per year as he goes into his age 32 season.
You need his bat in the lineup. I know a lot of people will point to the defense guys, but let's be honest. When Donovan, who's making a rehab start up in Everett, Donovan can play outfield.
That's maybe where it happens because Brendan Donovan has played some left field. He could go out there and probably give them a better performance out there, a healthier performance, and then Randy becomes the DH. But I think what's really going to happen here, because you're managing people that think they should be on the field. Randy sees his value being higher as a free agent. If he's playing left field, he's been a bit mercurial. I think it's fair for me to say that. So I think you're going to see musical chairs.
Yeah.
You're going to see guys moving around. You're going to see Donovan occasionally at third. You're going to see him in left, and Randy's going to be back in left, and Randy's going to be the DH, and Donovan's going to be the DH. And you got Canzo, and you got Rayleigh. You got a lot of moving parts that Dan is going to sort out. But, yeah, I think you're going to see Donovan a lot more in left field.
Yeah, lots of speculation around the trade deadline coming up in less than 2 weeks. Dusty, we appreciate the deep dive. As always, sweet pad, too. That's nice. We'll check back with you soon.